Ladies and gentlemen, straight away into Act 4. It is my pleasure to introduce to you my colleague at Young Chicago Authors. She has got the best voice of any human being I've ever heard. Her face is the ad campaign for the Chicago Humanities Festival, unbeknownst to her. Just put her face on it. That was really exciting for her. She's the workshops manager at Young Chicago Authors. She's a very talented poet. Ladies and gentlemen, Toni Assante Lightfoot.
For my students, you did not hear me do this.
Should I have been saying that, Toni?
So, if I were to be a part of any institute of higher learning, it would be for lustful integrity. Yes. It is because I am in love with a man who is nothing but love. And this poem is for him. It's called In the Stars. You might not know it now, but baby, yes I are. I'm a star. Prince. This man, born of woman, took to shaking uncontrollably because of epilepsy. Was visited by an angel who told him he will not be sick anymore. And he wasn't. Until he took to performing in trench coats and black panties to match his eyeliner. Jamie Foxx will attest, don't you look in his eyes, you'll fall in love. Prince had many to fall into his bed, or at least want to. Prince knew that, my students, you aren't hearing me say this, as a pretty motherfucker, he'd be hated for talking about all the girls he had, and people forgot that short motherfuckers, I being one, gotta work real hard to get a girl. So with Farrah Fawcett hair, all praise to the goddess, he lamented, why do you want to treat me so bad? I'm still waiting. And he promised diamonds and pearls. Even when he gets some, his shy twin shows him vulnerable, getting turned out and screaming, come back, Nikki, come back! Yes, with all that war mixing with rare air, he, born in 1958, while the happy days were still rolling, coming of age when fire turns and Parliament reigns. Tortured by the twin nature of his birth, rising with a scorpion sting, moon in Pisces, his inner fish heading in opposite directions. Let his sexuality, race, ethnicity, religion, name, all become fluid. Some say his Venus is in the money house, but we all know Venus is in his pants. Named by a father more beholden to his Prince Rogers Trio jazz band than to keeping his high yellow boy from getting teased for a ridiculous name. In a place so cold he could stay inside and fingers would grip a drumstick, fret, horn, keyboard, until he could play every instrument with a virtuosity reserved for geniuses in only one. This diminutive pretty boy rose like Mercury, delivering messages from sensual gods to mortals like me. Prince was a sign of the 80s. Born of the sign of inventor and artist, while Slave was kissed on his cheek through the 90s, to be cheeky to the record company that owned his name. His glyph became his signature, a cross of Mars, Venus, and flourish. His fleet words and feet danced over metaphors and stages, so quick he sparkled, a pixie kicking up stardust, lamenting tears of doves, all the while extolling the virtues of partying like it's the end of a millennium. All of this is just to say it could have been inspired by the epilepsy, the loneliness of being short, gifted, and mixed, the influence of a father on the verge of new music, or a half-sister with a dirty mind. Because I could say all of that, but instead I say all this came about because the stars all lined up over Minneapolis and picked him to lift the hymn of night and finger language.